Welcome back to HBO Girls Rewatch.
I'm Amelia.
And I'm Evan.
And guys, did you hear the news?
Oh my
God. The good news. The word of God. Lena Dunham is back with a TV show.
No, on the second night of Hanukkah, it's the only thing I wished for.
I need dreams really do come
blew
true.
out the Hanukkah candles wishing for a new Lena Dunham vehicle, and it came true. Even though you're not supposed to blow out Hanukkah candles, she did it anyway, and her wish came true.
I sneezed,
yeah,
and the sneeze created a Megan Stalter vehicle written by Lena Dunham. Dreams do come true.
Oh my
folks.
God.
Yeah, we're so happy.
I've never been. It's called Too Much. It takes place in London, and it's like Lena Dunham in her 30s.
And it's like, oh, what she thought was love in her 20s didn't work out, so now she's kind of bitter. But then she finds another bitter person. I don't know. I guess they fall in love. We'll have to tune in to find out. We don't have a confirmed date on when it's supposed to release, but they are in production starting next year, so it should be soon. And yeah, we're not gonna like keep it a secret. We will be reviewing it in real time, so we all have that to look forward to.
Or we can keep it a secret.
Oh, should we?
I don't know.
I feel like we should tell them.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. I think it's probably good. Like 2 years from now.
So we do plan on reviewing it, whether that's when we're in our 20s or in our 30s.
Yeah,
with the strikes and everything, there's no way to know, but we all have that to look forward to. But today we're still in Girls World, aren't we? We're in season 4.
We're in season 4. We're episode 4.
Cubbies. A lovely, lovely word. Did you have cubbies in your grade school life?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Preschool was definitely cubby oriented. Mm-hmm. Kindergarten, I think I got a cubby or two in there, but the rest of elementary school, it was locker time. Okay,
I have to tell a story. When I was in 3rd grade, my teacher had me sitting next to this boy named Jacob, who obviously like suffered from some sort of like attention disorder.
And it was obviously.
And they weren't getting the help they deserved and needed. And so I took on kind of a mother role for him, where my 3rd grade teacher made me be in charge of keeping all of his things organized. So every day I would like straighten his crunched up papers that he shoved in his desk, and I would go to his cubby and organize his cubby because stuff was always somehow falling out of it every day, no matter what. So I kind of took on the task of like being vivacity for Jacob.
Oh my God. The
where
curse
is he
of
now?
being type A. It is a universal curse of being type A.
It is cool when you're 8 and you're type A, and it's like, Marnie, go clean that up. But Jacob, if you're out there, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you got the help you deserve.
I think there's no way he's not doing well.
I'm sure he's doing a lot better than me. I'll tell you that much.
I bet he's an engineer, and I don't know why I'm saying that, but just based off like the name Jacob and crumpled up papers, it's giving Einstein. It's giving engineer, even though Einstein was an engineer.
So mad.
I'm sure he's really smart and angry.
Well, you know what they say, like when a genius is bored in class, they kind of go bananas.
And they crumple up paper and throw them in their cubby, and then a type A girl has to come organize it.
Yeah, it was kind of like I had to learn my multiplication tables while like nurturing a young boy. Wait, our guest is already here. So we'll be back really quick. Oh my God, cross dissolve. Guys, we are so excited to have on our couch this week the one and only Grace Kuhlenschmidt. You know her from, wait, I should have said what I know.
It took me so long to learn your last name.
No, but we nailed it.
It's so natural to say, though.
Yeah.
It's just the most impossible thing ever to spell.
And I'm super dyslexic, so it's a double whammy for me.
But it's actually so fucked up in its spelling. It's almost made for a dyslexic. It's almost a dyslexic's
People
dream.
always say that. It's actually, I'll tell you, it's actually much harder than you think.
Okay, I believe you.
Because I have to memorize words, like write them out. Like, it's kind of like my conception of words are like from a memory.
Yeah.
So I can never memorize what the hell you have going on.
You have like notebooks of just like writing dog.
It's perfect.
I do.
I love it. You know her from TikTok. You know her from The Daily Show now, playing herself. You know her from, she's going to be out of town for 1 month starting next week. You can see her all the time online. And
podcast.
You can listen to her podcast. It's called Finally?
Finally a podcast.
In my head, I was like, it's called Literally.
That would be a better name, though.
Finally. No, Finally is powerful, too.
We named it Finally because we were like, whatever, we just need to choose a name. And now I look at it and I go, that can't be a name of a podcast. So we'll see.
I thought it's because there's so many podcasts. And you guys are like, finally, another podcast.
Like, that was like the original intention. But, you know, we talk about nothing on our podcast. So
I love your podcast.
Thank you so much.
But I would say you guys started a year ago, right? At this point. Now, in the last 3 weeks, even my friends that don't even do comedy have started a podcast. Almost everyone I know in this nation has their own podcast. So for you to say finally a podcast and then the wave of podcasts we've seen after that,
right?
It's actually finally we had a podcast come out a year ago.
You know, I'm afraid that we're going to have children and they're going to be telling us the same horror stories.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, you won't believe everyone I know has a podcast. And I'm going to be like, guys, it was always that way. I'm sorry to tell you. I really think it'll never end.
It won't end, but also we have to realize we surround ourselves with podcast forward people.
That's so true.
And in the big grand scheme of things, almost no one has a podcast.
That's actually really true because I don't know a single like straight non-comedy person who has a podcast.
Oh, I know. 48.
What?
In the last week that came
Then
out.
you need to find people who went to University of Michigan.
Oh,
and people who went to Iowa.
You
need to find sorority girls.
Well, no, I know 2 sororities. Well, I don't know what, but they just started a podcast. Everyone in this damn nation.
Whisper it quieter.
I love wait. When you whisper, just bring the mic closer.
Well, I do like that all my friends have podcasts because they like finally know their real secrets. Because I feel so much more comfortable with putting my secrets into this mic than I could ever say to someone's face.
Of course.
So it's so much better now to actually have my friends at an intimate level I didn't have before.
Have you guys yet gotten to a point where you say something into the mic and then afterwards you go, I surely have to delete that?
And of course,
no.
But I say
for you.
I'm gonna say it. I mean it. I say it by everything I say.
That is not true. You've made me go into files before and take things out. Do not lie.
You're making her go inside the computer,
crawling in there after the export, re-exporting.
Is that true?
Yeah, but only because there were certain names that were set. But I feel like
apologize.
We used to cut more, but now we cut less.
Yeah, of course. You get used to it. And you start to really become a podcaster.
I'm like, I have nothing to hide, except my mom does watch it.
Yeah, my mom does listen to everything too.
Oh, really?
I'm saying cock in every episode in a way where it's like, I don't say that when I don't have a microphone in front of me. So I'm like, what's going on?
And you don't mean it for a single second either. So that must be hard to say it every episode.
Exactly.
Oh,
you kind of are living our dream of having a podcast about nothing because every week we're like, we have so much to discuss. Well, there's so much to get through.
At what point do we have to start talking about girls?
Never. We don't have to do anything.
And I was going to use that as a segue. When did you first find girls? What's your journey with the show?
What year did it come out?
2012.
Okay, so I probably started watching it in 2013 then.
A year late.
When I went to college. That's when I went to college. And I was a freshman at Skidmore College, which is in upstate New York. And my whole friend group is like New York born and raised. So I think because I grew up in California, I think it would have taken me longer to find girls.
Right, because it's not about surfing.
But Skidmore feels so girls coded.
It is very girls coded.
It's so girls coded. It's small liberal arts college with like all queer people.
I know, and like most people grew up in Brooklyn.
Is it like Oberlin vibes?
So it's hard to say it's Oberlin vibes because the thing with Oberlin is that is in Ohio.
Right.
And that's what I have come to terms with that every time I hear the word Oberlin. I go, now you're going to tell me that's in Ohio. But it was fun. Like I spent all my Thanksgivings like in New York City. And so I would like watch, in college, like those 4 years. So I would like be watching girls and then I would like come into the city for Thanksgiving and be like, yep, it's just like it.
Cross dissolve.
Yeah.
Or did you watch it and you're like, I'm going to move here, but then you moved to Chicago. So that seems random.
Yeah. I don't think about the future really. So it's a pro and a con. But,
at all?
Huh?
I'm like, I took that like Gallatin test of like strengths, and my number one strength is being futuristic. So to hear that you don't think about the future, I'm like, tell me everything.
Like NYU?
I don't know how. I really don't think about the future.
Oh my God.
Does that make you more present?
It's possible.
You
Wow.
don't
I mean, you tell me.
You don't ever need to go to Kundalini then.
I know, that's why I can't relate to you. Now that you've been to one Kundalini yoga class, we can't be friends.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm kind of feeling pushed away from you.
Sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
You're different.
I'm different.
It's
I'm
just going
glad
to be
you get to
hard when you're
grow.
doing the podcast alone and everyone asks, why? And you have to be like, well, Amelia started going to Kundalini.
At least it'd be a valid reason.
Yeah.
No one would hate me for that.
I do remember just being like, those are the coolest girls I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's funny watching now and being like, oh my God, they don't know anything. Like, they actually don't know the world. But at the time, I was like, they're probably the 4 smartest girls I've ever seen. And they're so cool because they live in New York. And also now watching, I'm like jealous I didn't get to live in New York in my like early 20s.
Right. I guess 25 is so cool to 21. It's like
Yeah,
if you're
for
seeing a
sure.
25-year-old, it's like that's the coolest person ever exists. They have
Right?
their whole thing figured out. And
Yeah.
to a 21-year-old, and then you become 25. You're like, and then you look to a 27-year-old. You're like, that could be the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
That's how it always goes.
That's how it always goes until you're 35.
I will say, whenever I talk
guess
to
so.
a
And then it
31-year-old,
reverses. It Benjamin Buttons itself.
31-year-olds are always telling us like, and I'm actually a little bit older than you guys.
I know.
And I'm like, okay.
Well, see, I did that, but I'm 28. But how old are you guys?
Just 25.
See, but that is a difference.
Yeah,
It's
but we think
different.
you're
And
the
when you're
coolest person
28,
alive.
when you're 28, well, you guys shoot me a DM and just say, Grace, I get it now.
Okay.
Kundalini.
Kundalini.
Perfect.
I'll be
So,
fully in a white bonnet by then, fully becoming the teacher I had today.
oh yeah, Amelia's Kundalini teacher was wearing a bonnet and all white, and gave her a note with the different
Scary.
like prayers on it.
Yeah, I think we chanted about hoping war would end, so that's good.
Got it. Fingers crossed.
You guys
did it.
That's more than I did today.
I was like, I'm doing
haven't
the
prayed
work.
for that.
Yeah. That's amazing. So then you went to Chicago,
Yeah,
and then you were like,
Were you still watching Girls in Chicago?
I believe so. When did Girls End?
2017, 2016.
Oh, okay, so that was like the end of my college. Then I graduated in 2017.
it's perfect.
So probably not. I probably finished it. But I mean, it was so like, the show was so real and I felt like so connected to it at the time.
Mhm.
And so like excited for my future and so excited to like fuck up, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite part of it was like, oh, they're the oldest people I've ever seen. and they don't even have it all together.
And Grace, did you fuck up
In my mid-20s?
in your mid-20s?
all the time. It's all I did, really. It was a full-time job.
Really? What happened?
I mean, nothing. It's just like, you know, like not having any career path, not my love life being in ups and downs and just like, but I always had fun.
So girls coded.
That's so
Exactly.
girls
It's
coded.
so
It's
girls
so
coded.
dancing on my own, Marnie and Hannah in the room.
Definitely. And like having like real besties.
Mhm. I think we got to jump into the episode. We
Yeah.
do a minute to win it style synopsis of the entire episode. Do you think you could do it?
I have to do the whole thing? No. You guys help me.
Popcorn style.
We usually
20
we
seconds
help,
each.
but
That's what
I'm
I
feeling
thought.
you
Okay.
should do it this time.
Just make Grace do
I'm
the whole
feeling
thing.
really strong that Grace should do the whole minute.
All right. I can start at the very least.
Okay,
I think
perfect.
you've never had a guest start, but I would love for you to start.
Great.
All right, I'll start a timer for you.
Okay, great.
Okay, this is a synopsis of season 4, episode 4, Cubbies. Grace, your time starts now.
The episode starts with Shoshana in a job interview. She's wearing a white shirt, a white, very nice coat that is funny, and the costume designer killed that. And the interview goes horribly. You guys take it on now, please.
And so then she goes to meet up with her friends at a bar. Marnie and Jessa are there. Marnie's like, listen to my song, Jessa. Jessa's like, sounds like a song. Shoshana comes like, sounds like a song. And Marnie's like, all right. And Shoshana's like, nobody told me the real world would be hard. And Jessa's like, oh God. And then we cut to Hannah being bullied. Well, no, she kind of put apology letter that wasn't really an apology letter in the Cubbies at school. And all her classmates are like, you're mean. And she's like, don't fit in here. And then her prof is like, you don't have to be here. And she said, huh.
Huh, that is right, because now her dad's in town and he's like, Hannah, you just gotta go for what you want in this world and don't worry about anyone else other than yourself. And she's like, oh, well, I guess so. And then Marnie is like, Desi, I don't really know what you want from me. And then fast forward a little bit later, and Desi's knocking on the door. Marnie, let me in. I left Clementine because she cheated on me with just her eyes. And now it's time for me to actually be in love with you. Marnie's like, LOL, is this actually what you want? And he's like, totally. And she's like, okay, love that. Shoshana's having the best time running errands with her little now best friend Ray, aka X. But now she's like, you know what? I'm the reason our relationship ended. And he's like, oh, thank you so much for saying that. And they both gained a lot from that relationship, and everyone's really happy about actually where they're in a place now. And then Hannah came home because she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to New York. And thank you for showing me the time.
Knock on the door. She opens it. Mimi Rose is standing there and is like, who are you?
New girl.
And then Hannah's like, who are you? And then Mimi's like, are you Hannah? And she's like, yeah. And then Hannah's like, oh my God, Adam found a new girl. And then really quick, Ray is like upset about a traffic light and is like yelling in the street.
There's so much that happens.
And that's 1 minute. And by that, I mean two.
It's crazy how 2 minutes is one.
Yeah.
For some, it can be.
It's division.
I thought the episode was so good.
Really,
Yeah.
we were pissed.
What were you
We were
pissed
like,
about?
this is such a boring episode.
No, because it like kind of almost nothing happens. But to me, the most important things that happened were Desi and Marnie, and then Hannah. Like, it just is fun when nothing happens until the very last second.
I will say Act 3 of the
they did their own
episode
minute to win it.
went crazy.
Right?
It was like when Desi showed up crying and was like, Marnie, you're all I need. I was like, things are happening. And
Right?
then when it ends with like Hannah realizing her relationship really is over, it's like we've been waiting like 2.5 months at this point.
Yeah.
It's a weight off her shoulders.
It's honestly a relief.
I've been really stressed out about it, so finally I can be
You're
myself.
both losing a lot of hair.
This is a snap-in. the famous type of wig is snap-in. These are common.
Oh my God, Amelia did have snap-in bangs for a while.
I did get
Those were
snap-in
big.
bangs.
Great, let's bring those back.
Let's bring those
clip them back
back so
in.
they can fall out.
Well, I got a
Of
hair
course.
stencil right now.
I
Let's
love
not
that.
layer too much in.
I see one in the braid.
It's so fun. Everybody who's younger than me is like, oh God, you're old.
What?
Oh, they think you're ancient, old,
They're
gray
like, you're
hair.
so old. I didn't know somebody who's 25 could do a tinsel. And I'm like, and you can, girls.
Anyone can.
Anyone can. There's no age
Newborns
restriction.
are coming out with it now.
Yeah, it's just kind of one loose, one loose, long one. It's cute though. It's cute.
Girl, what girl are you?
Oh my God, you said it without me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Amelia
this
gets-
is a really important segment. Don't freak out, but we do have to ask. Girl, what girl are you?
Thank you guys for asking. So
We heard you practiced.
Yeah, so it's hard because generally I'm none of them for sure.
Right.
Can I discuss? Should I discuss in the episode itself?
Yeah, if you're feeling confused, then do what's best for you.
Okay, and I would love any of your
And
guys' input
I'm
and
sorry
help.
you watched this show and you're like, none of them are me.
Well, no, that's okay though.
You can be boy if you want.
But the thing is, it's like I'm just like I have a different perspective than all these girls.
You can actually be anyone you want. Like
And
from
you
this
know
episode,
what? One of the complaints about this show is like no one's like these girls, or like they're so specific or something. And it's like, well, yeah, you think I watch every single TV show needing to find myself in it? No.
No.
I can watch TV without needing to insert myself. Isn't that beautiful?
can.
That's really rare. So it is beautiful too.
Anyways, I think in this episode though, somehow I'm actually Marnie and Desi both.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, because
I
I've
can
been in
unpack
both the
that.
shoes.
Wait, say everything on that.
So basically I'm Marnie because I've been in a place where it's like someone who is not good for me, but I'll take it because then I get to tell my friends that I'm in a relationship. And I've also been Desi because I've been like not confronting my emotions, and then all of a sudden I'm sobbing on the floor and someone is trying to comfort me.
Oh, it's bad for even lesbians too.
Yeah, it's bad for even lesbians. You're like, that's horrible.
That's horrible.
I was wondering how long it would take you to bring up your breakup in this episode.
I didn't bring it up.
Oh.
I just said it was bad for lesbians
I didn't know
too.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You brought it up. Actually, I was waiting for long to see you would bring it up.
Fuck.
Are you going through? So did you like? Were you seeing that scene, being like, been there?
I've been so emotionally irregulated last week.
Totally.
It's like I can't even be a girl.
Wow.
I know. And usually I'm so good at that. Usually I can put
That's how
myself in
breakups
TV.
are. They're like really fucked up. I'm almost like scientists have never looked at the breakup brain because I'm certain that it's empty.
Wait, I said the same
Evan
exact
was
thing to
just
Amelia.
saying
Really?
this. Evan was like, why are there no studies on this?
We literally
on everything.
We always see, I was a psychology major.
Thank you.
And we always see, like, in my classes, I was like, I'm currently a psychologist. I'm in classes right now. No, we always saw these things of like your brain on LSD and like what it looked like. And it's like, why is there not your brain on breakup?
Why is there not your brain on break? I'm literally, this is all I think about. I'm like, okay, now I can finally talk.
Because it is the most fucked up drug of them all.
It's the most fucked up drug of them all. Actually, you know what? It's too emotional, and it's like we can't get into girls and this. We can pick one. I'm happy to talk
Can we
about
do a your brain on breakup subsection?
We'll release it as a Patreon exclusive. We don't have that, but you know.
Oh my god.
That's how it is crazy because it's like almost everyone goes through it, and then everybody's acting so crazy for so many months and years about it,
Amelia,
and then
pull up
there's
my
no
YouTube history.
Can I actually play this?
Yeah, of course. Wait, I would love to see.
Funny because I will watch
We're
all
both
YouTube
logged
videos.
into the girls' YouTube, so I like open the
I'll
app.
only watch YouTube on the girls' channel.
My YouTube searches is probably the most embarrassing thing that exists about me.
This all happened in one morning. I'm just gonna read it really quick. So it's Evan watching the episode that came out this week, and then Jacob Tremblay on Child Stardom. I'm in my 20s, and everything keeps changing. How to get over your ex instantly. Low self-esteem. Sign you have it. How you get it. Self-esteem. How it changes. And 2 ways to boost it. How to love yourself to the core. How do you know if you're in the right relationship? How to schedule Instagram posts. Anxious avoidant relationships.
No way.
Matt Rife's comedy special is even worse than you think. Beach House episode Tessa Bell. How the body keeps score. Like how to affirm yourself. And it was all like between 6 and 8 a.m.
Have you watched all of these?
I woke up at 6 a.m.
Did you watch all those videos?
I would say of all the content combined together, I watched 50% of all of it.
Wow.
Because sometimes you're like, this doesn't have anything to do with me. I have to click on the other video that's suggested for me. But they only want you to watch 20% of a video, I'm convinced. They only want you to click on something. They never care if you watch the whole thing.
Okay.
That's why a view on YouTube is the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's all it takes.
And same with Netflix even. You only have to watch a Netflix show for 1 minute.
And a podcast is just 1 minute.
Really?
Yeah, you have to listen to a podcast for 60 seconds to leave a review.
I'm going to go listen to 1 minute of Joe Rogan's every single episode then.
Just to help him pay.
Really help him out.
Wait, I'm so sorry, but you know what? Weirdly, that stuff is comforting, and I do love seeing what therapists on YouTube say.
They're smarter than mine. I'm like, I'm listening to her. She has anything to say.
Sometimes my therapist, but you know what? I don't give my therapist time to talk.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I'm talking for 46 minutes, and then I'm like, God, this was so helpful. Thank you.
Oh, but I love my therapist because you want your therapist to be a little bit mentally ill.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
That's so classic. And I knew I picked the right one because I went in and she had lip filler, like big lips. And I was
God,
like, oh,
that's
God, I can be myself
good.
here.
That's good.
And I'm so free, just like you're saying. I get 46 minutes in out of the 45 minutes.
Right?
Yeah. It's
I
perfect.
just don't know what to do with my hands when my therapist is talking. So I try to talk as much as possible because I'm really bad at listening. Because she's telling me like real stuff. And I just I'm like, yeah.
You need a fidget spinner.
That would change
For both hands.
That would actually change everything. Because then I also am like...
Nintendo Switch.
I'm always like playing with my hair, but I'm like, she knows in school she studied like people play with their hair when they're nervous. So now I'm like, she's seeing right through me. This is hell.
Oh no, my therapist will know I'm nervous.
Yeah. So
a little weakness. Okay.
So you're none of the girls but Marnie and Desi.
Well, in this episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I'm definitely not Shoshana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not Hannah. Who was saying in one of your past episodes that no one is like
Peyton.
What's her name? I forget the character's name.
Jessa.
Jessa. Okay, I'm like, that is true. But I also have a friend who like aesthetically and like, I mean, aesthetically is easy, but she also just like in practice is Jessa, but not the like toxic traits.
Only the cool stuff.
Like she is always carrying like 500 bags and like isn't breaking a sweat and like is like so hot.
Wait, where did you meet her?
In college.
Okay, then it is your Jessa.
It is my Jessa.
Have you met her in college and she's your Jessa?
And we met like, so it really is my Jessa.
We have
Do you
to
share a
interview
dorm?
her.
No, you have to.
We have to
honestly.
interrogate
She's a
her.
midwife, so it all is like I know.
Oh.
Is she New York based?
Yeah,
She's a New York based midwife?
yeah. Grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh my, she has everything.
I know.
That's
She
amazing.
doesn't have a single-
I thought I had to tell you guys.
So Adressa, Shoshana, you kind of know about.
Yeah.
And then Hannah, are you just like not seeing yourself there?
I mean, I guess a little, but like, there's nothing that she does that I'm like, oh, I would do that too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wait, but can I talk about a specific in this episode?
Please.
Is the actual note itself that like was put in the Cubbies. She read like a couple like lines from it. Like someone was like, you didn't even apologize. And she's like, I did apologize. And then she like reads a line from it. I wish I wrote it down. I should have. It was one of the funniest things ever.
Oh, she's like, I
We'll
said
insert
sorry
it
a
in
lot.
post.
Sorry I overreacted, but I find it difficult to think clearly in an environment that feels like a minefield where anything I do or say can be misconstrued.
It's like,
It's
this
just
is
so
not
good.
a space, a room. I'm so sorry, but this is a space where I can't fully be myself and express myself.
Exactly.
And it's like, she's just blaming everyone.
It's just like so self-aware and not self-aware at the same time.
I
Yeah.
know. I love the beauty of blaming others for your problems.
Too. It's one of the best things I could ever do. It's a hobby.
It's a
I'm
hobby.
like so good
It's
at
a
it too.
full-on.
Like I'm really good at it.
Right? It's awesome. I'm always just finding little excuses everywhere.
Have you ever taken accountability?
Like truly so rarely. One time I took
perfect
accountability
segment.
for a lie that I said, and not an important lie, but I literally was like shaking for 2 days, being like, I gotta let this lie go. And then I did, and I did actually feel better. So that's actually something important.
Was
to
it
I'm
note.
little
always
lie or big
thinking-
lie?
Little lie.
Oh, little lies will hurt you more than big lies because you can like rationalize a big lie into your life, but little lies is like there's no continuity here. I can't
Yeah.
connect.
Right.
Yeah, it's so class.
I used to be a compulsive liar in high school. That was fun.
Are you
But
lying
people
about
didn't
that?
believe me for a single second.
So then I don't know.
Well,
But
what
it's
kind of
really
lies,
hard to be in
Amelia?
ninth grade, like, and you're talking to the seniors and you're just like, I have to come up with something good.
Of course.
But
I mean, when I was closeted, I lied about every single sexual romantic thing I ever did. And by lying, I mean I made them up and none of them ever happened.
oh my God,
But you
you would
had
just be
to.
like, yeah, I hooked up with Brett.
No, literally, I would just be like, yeah, I made out with him, made out with him, made out with him. And
That's
people would be like,
awesome.
that's crazy. He didn't say anything. I'd be
Were you
like, yeah,
scared
don't ask
anyone
him.
had ever asked him?
Don't-
Yeah, don't
Don't
ask.
ask. He was like weird about it, so just don't bring it up to him.
Yeah.
That's
Always
genius.
believe the women.
But
so
you know
does
what? It might
work.
be what you're saying. Maybe no one believed me.
Well, at the time, I was like, they're believing, and there's like some where I'm like, they didn't believe me. They were just like worried, so they were like nodding, like, okay, yeah,
Fuck, that's probably what it was for me too. They're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna let her have this one.
yeah.
Actually, I do think they believed you.
You
I would
think?
say because when I was in ninth grade, anyone could tell me anything, and I would take it home and spread it around.
Right.
I was making it neurovirus. Like everyone would know. If anyone told me one lie, I'm letting
You were
everyone else
making
know.
it
Oh, I love
neurovirus.
spreading secrets too.
I love spreading secrets.
Wait,
Yeah.
Ev, what girl are you this week?
Ugh, it's too much.
Okay. You
I'm like-
don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I'm just like, if I could be any, can I pick who I'd want to be?
yeah.
I'd be with a girl with the blunt bangs in her writing class.
Oh,
I'm obsessed with
Logan?
her. Logan, I would kill to be Logan.
Wow.
It's like she had really good eyebrows and something that I could always hope to have. And
You could tell Logan's mom is so evil.
Yeah.
oh,
Like Logan's mom is like a chaperone on the school trip, and she's like the one that like is so like, can you give it a rest?
Right.
That's how I feel about Logan.
That actress, I literally looked her up because she looks so much like an actress that I was like, she must have a famous parent. She doesn't.
Oh my god.
she's not Nepo.
She's not Nepo.
She has found herself
She's
through
born
pure
with that,
talent
she
in
looks
that
like
role.
such an actress.
It
In a
definitely
way
looks like
that
she did
only
plays.
Nepo babies have.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like a distinct look about
Yeah,
her.
exactly. I thought at least she'd be a niece of a Meryl Streep.
Well, maybe you didn't dig hard
At
enough.
least
Maybe I
Denise.
didn't.
I mean,
But
she lied about it, and that's how she got the role.
Hmm.
And everyone believed her, and no one looked it up.
Mhm.
Classically, you can do that.
Yeah,
We're
you
learning. And I would have told everyone.
What girl
Yeah,
are
sorry,
you?
Amelia.
I think I'm Shosh in the scene where she's like, I can tell that song will go viral.
Oh, that's so
and they're
funny.
like, so you don't like it? And it's like me like backing up, being like, and I like it, just not yet. Like,
Right.
It's so like me trying to like say something really positive, but then people are like, that's actually mean. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Definitely.
That's always happening to me. I'm
Yeah.
always like giving a compliment and people are like,
That's not nice.
I'll think about that forever and not in a good way. I'm like, fuck.
But you know what? We have to know that you mean well.
I hope people realize.
And the people that judge you for that, screw them.
Usually people do realize, but if it's like a new person, it takes them a month and then they're like, I really didn't like you for so long, by the way. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
But no, then you say, why? Because I had good intentions. That's why you didn't like me.
I just think it's cool when a compliment is also honest.
Totally.
Because it matters so much more.
It matters so much. I agree with that. I'm always trying to be earnest with compliments these days because then I want
love
people
that.
to be like actually caring about what. Because it's so easy to give a compliment,
Yeah.
but it's hard to give one that actually you mean it all the way.
Totally.
That's really real.
Yeah,
I think I'm trying to do that as well these days.
it's so much more
It
fun to
means
be
so
earnest.
much.
Yeah,
I love being earnest.
but I do get worried for Amelia because she is so earnest and people don't believe her, not for a single
They
second.
think you're lying.
They
Yeah,
think
just
she's
because my
lying.
sarcastic way of being.
Totally.
But I'm like being so earnest and they'll literally be like, you're bullying me right now.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, fuck. Okay, we do have to lean into
Lean to
Lena.
Lena.
This is part of the episode where we talk about what we think Lena was thinking when she kind of sat down and and did it.
So I will say, actually, I do relate to Lena in this episode a little because I have also been the person who's like, I'm going to change everything about my life, but when I get back, everything better be exactly like it was. And I think that is like such a real feeling, and also like an annoying thing about growing up is like, wait, what do you mean like that just because I was away for a year, people aren't, and she wasn't even gone for that long, but people aren't like, don't feel the exact same way about me, and what do you mean they've grown emotionally or they've made a single other friend? It's so
Totally.
real.
Life should pause when
It's
you're
the
not in a
word-
room.
It's the
Yeah,
word sonder.
Really?
What? What does that mean?
I'm like, I believe you, but
I
explain.
read the definition of sonder this week and I was like, I didn't think that's what sonder was. But it's the whole thing, you know, when like guys take mushrooms and they're like, I forgot other people also have lives that
Yeah.
are like mine. But it's like the idea that like if you're not presented daily with the person, but then you come back, you're expecting to like pick up where you left off.
Is Sonder going to go ahead and be a adjective or a noun?
Wait, you said yeah to Sonder, and I was like, okay, you're the smartest girl alive because what does you did explain it, but I still have no idea.
Yeah.
Where did you
Actually,
get this word from?
Can you use it in a sentence?
And I never remember guys taking shrooms, and I don't remember them.
Only girls take
Only girls
shrooms.
take
No,
shrooms.
you know
I
how
haven't
people
met a
are
guy
always
yet.
like Twitter's every day a new tweet goes viral where it's like a guy learns basic human empathy because he took shrooms one time. I learned that when I was 14.
Only for an hour. It's never that long.
I'm actually gonna cut this whole part.
All I
No, I
learned
liked
on
it.
shrooms is how to giggle, giggle, giggle.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a man.
Yeah. Like a really mature guy.
Okay, yeah. The profound feeling of realizing that everyone, including strangers passing in the street, have a life as complex as one owns, in which they are constantly living despite one's personal lack of awareness of it.
Kundalini yoga.
Wait, I'm not even kidding. I'm sondering every day. I'm sondering constantly on my 2 trains here. I was sondering on both of them.
Oh my god.
Wait, that means you're not very, like, I think I don't have a lot of
That,
something
you
to
go,
think
that
about.
means you're not very smart.
Well, I think that means you're thinking about others, which is really amazing and beautiful.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whoa.
But also sometimes not even a little.
But yeah, that's everyone.
Yeah, of course.
You have to think about yourself sometimes,
Right.
but not all the time, I guess.
Are you sondering?
I think I was, and in the last few months I haven't. I would love to
Totally.
get back to a place where I could sonder emotionally,
Right. But right now, no one's expecting you to.
I haven't found that YouTube video yet. And once I do,
How to sonder through a breakup.
I feel like sometimes I sonder as a way to run away from myself.
Oh.
Like, not in a good way where it's like you're being empathetic towards the rest of the world, but in a way where it's like you're afraid to confront something within you.
Right.
Like, I'm always thinking about like other people's careers or lives or passions or loves instead of my own because I'm actually afraid to focus on me.
Right. So sonder can be a bad thing?
I think so.
oh, I sonder you sometimes.
Thank you.
I can talk about you too if you want.
Yeah, I would love for you
Yeah,
to.
let's saunter.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
I won't. It's for me again.
Wow, I never would have thought that's what that word meant, and I never knew
No,
what it was.
because there's also people are like, oh, I just sauntered in here, which means they like walked into the coffee shop, right?
So they're like completely misusing the word saunter.
Got your asses.
That's so embarrassing.
The way I've been conditioned by society to think saunter meant something else, that when I read the definition presented to you guys, I did have to confirm with Google because I was gaslighting myself into being like, you made
We
that
didn't know
up.
it was a word.
Yeah, we weren't doubting you. We were just like,
I was doubting me.
what's going on?
Well, I'm gonna saunter about that girl.
Well, let's saunter about Lena.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
So yeah, it is totally like she's coming back. She's like, I actually liked my life before, but then she gets
Right.
back and she realizes that just because she was gone doesn't mean everybody else was.
It's so tragic,
It is. You have to feel for Hannah. I mean,
right?
it does make sense that Adam would move on, especially if he thinks she's going to be gone for 2 years and they left on the note they did. But it's only been a month and it's like just like they never had a conversation and then Mimi Rose is in her home.
Yeah.
Is like, I think Hannah freaking out makes sense.
You said it's a month. It's like, I think it's appropriate to saunter if it's 3 months or like you're just taking time and it's like, oh, everything should be the same. But after 1 month, wait. Can I actually retake it?
Yeah, take it from the top.
Okay, me saying, hey guys. Actually, it's like, I think if you leave for a month, it's a very appropriate reaction to be like, why is everything different? It's
Definitely.
like, things should actually be the same after a month. Most people never do anything in a whole month.
4 weekends?
It's like
That's
4 Saturdays is exactly-
No, that's
yeah.
nothing.
We don't even know if it's a month. It could have been less than a month.
Right?
Scientifically, we only saw her in class 3 times.
Right.
So that could be 3 weeks.
I watched the Lena Dunham after the episode.
Oh, we love
And
that.
she was even like, I feel for Adam in this moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
you took the boy side.
Right. I'll never be that girl. Couldn't be me.
Because you're dating girl.
I thought it was interesting though, because I wish I remembered anything she said besides that. But I think it was because she was like Lena or Hannah was going on to like live her dream and like what she saw for her future. So like Adam does deserve to like also
Move forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I never get to see anyone get to live their dream. So it's like, this is so unrealistic to me.
Mm.
I guess I
You
do
don't know anybody living
No,
their dream?
I do.
You never met
I
someone
do.
in grad school?
No, I'm like, those people aren't living their dream though.
No,
They're
they're
just
definitely
living
Your
their
friend Racy is living her dream of being an environmental lawyer in Tulane.
Oh my
No,
god.
because it took her 8 years to make that decision.
Well, now she made it.
It didn't actually take her. It took her like 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
She's
But
25.
She's 25. It barely took any time at all.
I'm sorry for the way
I think
Evan's
it is
behaving.
a dream, but I don't know. It's like her. She's even herself is like, I don't even know if I want to be a lawyer. I just want a law degree.
Right.
Mm.
Weirdly, that's happening to a lot of friends of mine who are lawyers. And by that, I mean 2 people.
That's actually a lot.
They just kind of
They don't
became
know.
lawyers.
I guess my brother just became a lawyer, and it's definitely because he wanted to make the least amount of choices possible.
That's
That's
how
most of the time.
it happens.
Yeah, people hate choice, and then they're like, but optically, people are going to like if I do this. So this is an awesome path.
Something controversial my mom has said once that I thought is hilarious. She goes, I don't think it's hard to take the bar. She's never taken the bar.
Man, you're from California where the bar is actually famously really hard because you take the baby
Really?
bar as well.
Well, I wouldn't know.
I think it's extra hard in California, and no one quote
Oh,
me.
my parents paid for me to pass the bar.
That's so nice of them.
I know, they're so sick.
Wait, you studied psychology?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I graduated with a 2.7, so you can't take my seriously.
Wait, this is a
That's
random
pretty
question, but what's
good.
yours?
Thanks.
Was it
It's
science
over
based or
half.
liberal arts based? Because at my school, psychology was science based, but some schools
Thank
it's
you
liberal
for
arts
asking.
based.
Mine was science based.
So it's actually a lot harder. So what
It
you
is
went through
harder.
was
That's
a
why
lot
I had a
harder.
2.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you graduate and you're like, I'm going to do comedy or not really?
Yeah, I knew by like sophomore year I wanted to do comedy.
Was
my
there like
God.
comedy at your school?
Yeah, there were like really cool comedy clubs
Oh my God, that's fun.
in
Skidmore.
Saratoga
in
Springs.
Saratoga Springs.
There's really cool comedy clubs.
No, sorry. I mean clubs on campuses, not clubs as in like...
Oh, sorry.
There was a Zanies. No. There was like a comedy festival at Skidmore.
Oh my.
What?
So
I
they
know, so
had
I met
fun.
like a bunch of NYU kids when I was there.
That's why I actually think Skidmore's really close to Oberlin. I swear to God. I think.
Did you go to Oberlin?
So, okay, I'll say I didn't go
girls
to
in the show
Oberlin, but
did.
they go to Oberlin in the show.
Oh.
When I was deciding between colleges, I was like Oberlin and Skidmore. I can't apply to Oberlin. It's a little bit too hard, but I can apply to Skidmore.
Yeah.
And during my Skidmore interview, the woman didn't let me into the school because she's like, "Why do you want to go to Skidmore?" I was like, "Well, I think it's a really cool school that's really diverse." She says, "Hold on, not diverse school. You wouldn't like it here."
Whoa. I mean,
Isn't it? I mean, it isn't,
True.
but it's like you
But
always
it's-
say that. You always say,
Yeah.
"I like this college." I'm like, also, I grew up in the whitest town in America, so don't speak for me.
yeah,
This is
exactly.
the most diverse.
Where did you both go to college?
I went to college in Toronto, which
Whoa.
I'm from Texas, so it was so random. I was like, I need perspective because right now I'm too Texan girl. I need to be world girl. So then I went there and it was cold.
It's crazy that for about 3 whole seconds, I viewed you as Canadian.
Whoa.
And then then it all left.
Well,
but-
just to let you know, I am a dual citizen.
Are you really?
Yeah, because my dad's from there, but I never really lived there as a child. But when Trump got elected, my dad got us Canadian passports.
What a
just
slay.
in case.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's every
Whoa.
white parent's dream is to get a Canadian
Right?
passport during those 1 year.
Yeah.
So where did you go to college?
Okay, it's an amazing story.
Yep.
My mom made me go to American because they did a really good learning disability program.
Awesome.
And I was like, I want to go to Colby College. She's like, you're going to go to American because I couldn't get double time at Colby College. And then before I even got the car at my freshman year, I go, I'm going to transfer. I'm not going to go here. And then I just only applied to one school to transfer to twice. I didn't get in the first time, but I got in the second time, which is Tulane
Gotcha.
University. So then I went to Tulane.
Okay.
And I graduated from there during COVID.
Cool.
But I got to graduate twice because I graduated December 2020. So I had to walk twice. I had 3 separate graduations.
Oh my God.
I
kinda
never
gamed the
walked.
system.
They sent me a PDF file via email.
What?
It's no
That's
problem.
so not cool.
They would never do that. Skidmore
You guys
or
have a YouTube
Tulane.
channel? You should do it at your graduation.
Yeah. I'll walk on a vertical YouTube
just
short.
walk past the iPad.
It's okay. I related to Shoshana because she graduated late and just like got a piece of paper and her parents were taking pictures and she's like, it's nothing special. And I'm like, that's what it was for me. But it's okay because my life is going to be so beautiful. So college is nothing.
No, exactly. See, that's okay because my college was like, I had so much fun that actually I am unfortunately kind of the person that's like, I really wish I could go back.
I'm kind of that way too.
So yeah, it's
But
hard.
You got to go to a gay school, and my school wasn't gay for a single second.
Well, my school was weird because there were no gay guys. It was
Really?
only just lesbians.
Really?
That's actually Haven.
I'm serious.
Where
That's
do you think the
Mecca.
boys were?
Well, to be fair, the entire school was 60% women.
Okay.
So there were just like less guys. And then the guys were just like primarily on a sports team or were like art majors.
So gay.
No, somehow straight.
Wow.
I don't trust.
I'm being
That's why she didn't let me in.
serious.
Well,
Sit
I
on
have to
my
Why would I
say,
lie so publicly on a podcast?
gay boys like to go
Amelia
to
would.
city.
That's really fair.
Oh.
Like, and I don't come for me, but that's kind of true. Like when you're like growing up and you're a gay man, you're like, I can't wait to go to the city
Right.
and then go to the gay bars there and like have the town.
Right. See, I ran into this gay guy who went to Skidmore like maybe last year. And I was like, did you like it? And he was like, no, there were no gay guys.
You're sober. I'm actually reflecting at everyone I know went to Skidmore, all lesbian or lacrosse
See?
player.
Oh my God.
Straight lacrosse player with really weird
course.
haircut or lesbian girl.
Right.
Oh.
Okay,
So,
we
I'm glad I
have
didn't
to get back
go.
into girls.
Sorry.
Fuck. But I think it was all related, by the
You
way.
could just get a big old foof out of that, right?
I know. I still didn't get in.
Anything else we need to say about Hannah? I mean, do you
There's
guys think
too much.
academia is for her? No.
Like, no, because she's not like collaborative in that way.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously like her classmates giving her notes is unhelpful for her.
Yeah, because she's just like, you don't understand. I'm trying to just be me and not think about others.
Like, she'd have so much growing to do to be able to be in a classroom environment like that.
That poor, tragically hip Asian guy.
Yeah.
He wanted to just talk about his robotic horse and he didn't get a chance to because Lena was taking up all the air with her damn note. That's how.
I love the girl that's like, actually kind of like you more after this note.
Right.
The scene ends. I'm like, the editor had a blast. Because I'm just thinking, like, Lena's always like, those group scenes, they take a whole day to film and they're just saying shit. And then she's like, it's cool to see what 2 minutes end up in there. I'm like, I can't imagine what went on. I'd love to see the original footage.
Right?
Patreon.
Now, is this the end of her post-grad experience?
Yeah.
This is the end of our life.
Literally was like, what, 3 episodes? 4?
Yeah, which like we knew she'd have to come back because it is a show about New York.
Right.
But it did happen quick.
But she's not done with being out of college.
What?
Winks to camera.
You've never seen the show.
I loved the apartment though.
It's so nice when she's like sitting on the toilet. I was like, oh my god, the tile in here is amazing.
Wait, I know the radiator was somehow tiled.
It was so crazy.
It's gorgeous.
Do we think the dinner with her dad, which amazing thing, because dads are always coming to a random city for one night and getting dinner with their daughters. At least that's been my experience as a daughter. But I love that he is like hinting at something to do with him.
Right.
Like, he's like, you gotta just burn everything down because it's what's right for you. And she's like, is this about me still? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, okay.
I know. Well, it is one of those moments where it's like, you know, when there's those kids growing up that like their parents are forcing them to do a sport because that parent did a sport. This is like kind of that again. But it's the dad being like, just don't fuck things up because I fucked things up.
Yeah. Right? That what you said, we're quiet because it's like it hit really close to home.
Whoa.
You were saying something truth to power.
The speech he was giving about Hannah's mom trying to have written a book. Like, Hannah had no idea her mom had writing aspirations, and her dad's telling her like she gave it up to focus on cooking and getting into swimming. And it's like, that is crazy to hear because she's like, am I going to end up just like my mom when I thought this was my whole thing? And I'm always thinking that this is, of course, going to work out. So to hear that like my own mother went through the same thing and was feeling the same way I do, but then she just quit. Am I supposed to quit? Was crazy.
That's like really, I mean, that is something that's not fun about growing up also, is being like, oh no, my parents like have emotions and like I don't really want to see my parent like anxious or sad or like insecure. That's not fun.
Well, I think the big thing is when you grow up, your parents are actually really shy to show you those kind of feelings.
Right.
And when you get older and there's like the more mature relationship, they feel so much more comfortable like being themselves
and
around
being like,
you.
I can ask for advice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes at least me feel uncomfortable, or like when they're being more earnest and genuine, because it's not a side you always typically get to see of them. Yeah. So then when they're doing it, when you're older and you're like, oh, now I have to actually see my parents in this new light. It is a grueling experience that'll make you question everything.
Right.
And it's like, I love when parents have secrets. And it's
I know.
Why did you not tell me when you were a kid you were writing a book? Or like, this is so relevant to Hannah's story. And now looking back at her whole journalist or like her whole author experience, where it's like she went through this trials and tribulations. Her mom's like, just get a real job. Just get a real job. It's like, where was that coming from? Where was that coming from? Oh, it's coming from your own experience. Talk about that.
Right.
Be genuine with your only child for a single damn second. When I'm a parent, I'm going to be so, my kids are going to know too much. There's going to be TMI every day in the house.
As someone whose parents really let loose and told me everything when I was a young girl, I have to say it's not always the greatest.
Yeah, they didn't tell you everything though.
The fact that Lorene didn't tell Hannah about her writing dreams and just kind of hinted in a weird coded way, I think is cool.
I do think it's cool. I think it can be cool.
Do you think Lorene's happy with her life?
Wait, who?
That's
Hannah's mom. She's not even in the episode.
Oh, she's not in the episode, so I can't even say because I can't remember what's going on with her.
I mean, classically, we know she's not, but we will find out. Sorry if anyone's doing their first watch, but again, it's a rewatch.
Yeah.
It's in the day. It was not HBO Girls Watch. It's HBO Girls Rewatch.
Right.
Because Claire, it is Amelia's first watch though, so I can.
Is it really?
No, but I watched it all really quick when I was depressed at 19, so a lot is blurry.
Totally.
Especially the
cool.
later.
A 32-year-old came up to me the other day, and who like religiously listens to pod, and she was like, I love Amelia's whole thing where she's just watching the show for the first time and like really learning things.
Yeah.
Shocked
So do you
every
remember
corner.
everything or no? No, you don't remember anything.
There's quite a lot happening where I'm like, no fucking way.
Awesome.
Which is kind of fun. It adds like novelty to the experience.
Right.
Okay, we're going so slow through leaning. We gotta get to the next character.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
let's do Jessica because we can bang that out real quick.
Yeah. She's only in one scene.
She's not really in this.
She's
She's
kinda
just
bitch.
she's listening to the song.
And she's like, whatever. But it is cool to see her not on drugs or like ruining anyone's life. She's just kind of being a little bitchy.
True. Although didn't she just get arrested? So yeah, so she's got to lay low this up.
She's laying this up.
She's like, I just got
Shoshana was fucking crazy in that interview, being like, "What's wrong with me?" I'm like, "You're brave, girl."
That to me was so like, hindsight. What's the phrase? Hindsight
2020.
2020.
Hindsight
Because
2020.
I could tell she was so anxious, confident in the interview that she was like, I want you to tell me what's wrong with me, thinking the interviewer was maybe going to be like, nothing, like we just have someone else or give some excuse. And then the moment the woman started saying real things about her, she was like, now that's not what I wanted. I was not looking for that.
She wasn't ready.
No, she wasn't.
No.
I love you said anxious confidence because like, it's first off, you're a psychiatrist and it came through. You're a therapist. It came through. But no, whatever you're about to say, I agree with Amelia.
You two are really sweet together. You guys ever hook up or what?
We try.
There's like one clip of like TikTok where I try and talk 4 different times in the cut. And I didn't even notice editing the TikTok, captioning the TikTok, posting the TikTok, no recognition of it. And then every comment was like, let Amelia speak.
Oh my God.
LOL.
But now I'm making space for you.
So I'm not used to that. You go.
I was just gonna say, like, it is so cool when people ask for feedback and then they're actually not ready to hear it, because I always think they'll be ready. You know?
Yeah, kind of went back to your original thesis earlier in episode, where it's like the genuine feedback. Where is it a powerful mechanism that can actually help embolden those around you and make them better, or is genuine feedback can actually be really harmful and actually cause more good than bad?
Right.
I think I'm so much more obsessed with critiques than I realize other people are. Like when somebody says something kind of hurtful but helpful, I'm actually loving that, but I'm realizing that's not most people's story.
Right.
So I'm always like accidentally like saying things from the point of view of like, if somebody said that to me, I'd actually really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But that's not everybody's experience.
I wish I could be like constructive, or like I like constructive criticism, but I'm definitely like more sensitive than I wish I was.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you neurodivergent?
Which one does that mean? Does that mean
Just you can have ADHD.
think it's
and
umbrella.
It's okay.
I have ADHD, but I'm not like anxious really.
No, but it's still that's part of it.
Part of being it or being not being it.
Being like
Wait, what? Like,
no way to know.
okay, what's the opposite of neurodivergent?
Neurotypical.
Yeah, I think I'm neurotypical.
Nice.
To have everything.
Sorry, but I do have ADHD, and
That makes you neurodivergent.
Oh, and you know what else I have? A auditory processing disorder.
When did you
Well,
find
you
out
proved your
about
damn point over
that?
Holy shit! I have to tell everyone I know I'm neurodivergent.
We'll give you a t-shirt on your way out.
Yeah, thank you. I found that out in high school when I got diagnosed with ADHD.
What is it? You're just listening and it's not working.
100%.
Oh, easy.
I know, it's actually an awesome excuse.
I have the opposite of that, where I'm an auditory learner. That's why I love podcasts so much, because I remember everything they say.
That's crazy. Yeah, I like don't. And it honestly mostly shows in my relationships, like romantic relationships, where like I'll be like, oh my God, didn't catch your whole last 5 sentences.
Fuck.
I know, I'm an awesome lover, guys.
I mean, maybe I did that too.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people have it. I think if you don't have it, just get diagnosed with it.
There's an amazing app on your phone that records everything on 2-minute loops. So if you like hear something amazing or need to go back, you can just you go to the app, you open it, and you hold it down, and it like makes a little snippet of the last 2 minutes, that could change everything for you.
Do you understand what he just said?
I actually do. But only because they've described it to me before. But basically...
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you use they, them pronouns?
I can use whatever.
I didn't know that. I'm
He,
sorry.
they. No,
Okay,
go
okay,
ahead.
gotcha. Okay, thank
I
you.
had more skirt today to
it's
make it
just
easier
like-
for you.
Your
Yeah, and
phone
somehow
is...
I didn't catch any clues.
Your phone records everything you're ever saying all the time. And then if you're like, wait, what did I just say a second ago? You can go in and it'll tell you.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
only for the last 2 minutes, though.
That is genius. I could really use that.
Um,
Yeah.
We'll make them sponsor us.
We need.
That would be really cool.
Can you imagine our one sponsors an app that's failing? We're like,
Yeah. It has 4 reviews.
It's perfect. Shoshana and Ray have an amazing conversation. Did
Yeah.
you guys care about it when they were buying shirts? I didn't care about it, to be
Didn't
honest.
care at all.
I was like, why did Lena think she needed to write this? Like, I get it and I'm over it.
And what was the point of him being mad at the cars?
Oh, I'm
like,
about to
is that
stand
gonna
up.
is something gonna happen next episode
Well,
with it?
I guess
Or-
he's
Yeah.
running for mayor next.
Okay,
City
so this is him
council,
getting
city
into his
counts.
political era.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I
totally.
think it's supposed to be the idea. I guess in the conversation with Shoshana, we do come to realize that Ray feels very thankful for Shoshana because Shoshana challenged him to want more out of his life, and now he has more. And I think Shoshana is continuing to like edge him forward in that way by like them having the conversation where he's like, "I'm so mad about the lights," and Shoshana's like, "Well, maybe do something about it." And he's like, "It's planting the seed in his head." And then Shoshana's like, "I just don't like the way Shoshana's like, I'm so thankful that you were actually a really good boyfriend." I'm like, no, he wasn't.
Right.
This wasn't good. Go find someone better.
He wasn't so terrible.
But he was
He
32.
opened himself up to love in a way he was never able to do for anyone else, and he finally did that for Shoshana. And also, I just want to talk about the t-shirts really quick, if that's okay with everyone. I think from the male perspective, the fact a t-shirt is so much more important than a girl could ever get, because girls have so many options. It's endless for you. But back 10 years ago, all men had were single stitch t-shirts, and that was the equivalent of a whole wardrobe was to go to J. Crew and just like dive all your money into one item. And so actually I think the importance of him buying a $75 t-shirt, Theory style, Vince style, it speaks a lot about the character that he's like willing to try something for this girl Shoshana even after a relationship. And I think it's really symbolic.
I do think you are right about the t-shirt thing. And like, yeah, we get like, girls do typically just get to like try so many more things, and guys don't have that opportunity. And I'm really trying to change that in the world.
Please.
So I think you're right, but I just like, I don't know. Why is she giving? Okay, remind me. Like, is she still pissed at Marnie?
No, she's actually got over that whole thing at the brunch. She was like, I'm actually not that mad at Marnie. But I think she's just being like, I think I am healed and I was feeling crazy, but I've worked through it and I want to let you know.
Yeah.
But like actually not in a way where she's like not actually, but in the way that she actually did work through it.
But if you had a best friend, if you have an ex-boyfriend who made out with one of your best friends, like, would you ever forgive the ex-boyfriend?
Hard to say. I want to
Probably.
say,
Really?
I don't care.
I feel like I'd be like, literally, bye out of my life.
Well, in my head, they're already out of my life. So I'm like, well, who cares?
well, Mia, I hate to bring it back to this.
But then you're like, it's because you don't actually like any men you've ever kissed.
The male perspective. Please, can we hear it?
Emil's never been in a relationship. That's just a perspective.
It's because I've only ever been on a second date. So it's like, yeah, no wonder I'm not mad. There's no emotional engagement there. But did you like how much I was like, no?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, you have 500 ex-boyfriends and you don't give a fuck about any of them.
Yeah.
I think it's true in some ways too, though.
That is very true in some ways. I'm sure of it.
I think a boyfriend's is someone you've kissed.
Thank you.
Have you kissed 500 people?
No. That would be a lot.
Okay, sorry. I think this is all my fault, whatever happening right now.
No, don't worry.
What? Thread count. It's important. Finally, we get to the grand finale of this episode.
Marnie and Desi.
Marnie and Desi.
Yeah.
Do you love them? What's your take?
My take is like they're two of my favorite people to see on screen together because I think they have like some really funny scenes. I think their current dynamic is like really fun to watch. It's just so toxic or not even toxic really. It's just like they're not in the same places. And I like watching conflict.
I mean, I think it is toxic. I think it's okay to say that. Because I think someone truly being like, I can't handle my feelings right now, so I'm actually going to go out to my backup plan right now. And actually, because Come Time and I broke up, I'm just going to immediately confess love for someone else. Immediately. And maybe I don't mean it, maybe I do, but I'm just going to eat her out and we're all going to feel good about it anyway.
It's such a good, I like was so thrilled by that. The moment he was like, she's hooking up with someone else, I was like, oh, that is really good writing.
Yeah,
I was so upset because I was like, Marnie, you didn't just want him. You wanted him to leave her for you.
Right.
So the fact that he's coming here crying and you're getting him, but it's only because the other girl did it and not because he did it, I'm like, then I would still be losing if I was Marnie, so I'd be mad.
No, definitely. See, I think you're watching the show caring about the girls, and I'm watching the show more being like, let's create conflict.
Right.
Like it's a good TV show if there's conflict.
Totally.
But you're right. I mean, it is worst case scenario for Marnie.
And you see her work through it, like as he's all over her, and she's like, wait, so it's, but then she gives in within a minute. I'm like,
and you know, like, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode. I don't remember, but like she's probably thrilled. Like, oh my God, she's just going to compartmentalize that whole, he did it because she broke up with him.
Well, I love
she's
you.
Probably
Those
not
three words
friends.
are really powerful and can make people do crazy things famously.
Right.
So, yeah. No,
and
Grace,
also,
please.
Why do you have all my hair on your face?
Also, like, there's just something so horrible about being in your 20s and being in relationships where you can't tell your friends the truth. And Marnie's in that. And to me, it's so like, oh, I've so been there. And it's like, so, looking back, it's like so idiotic. And so watching it was like, I don't know, kind of cathartic.
Totally. I mean, it's so classic to kind of lie to your friends as a way to lie to yourself about the state of a relationship because you want it to be something so bad that you're like, well, if I tell other people it is this, then it'll become that.
Right?
She's
even if
really
that's
good
not
at
real.
manifesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually kind of manifested it.
It works a little.
It works.
Do you believe in manifestation?
I've never really tried it.
Okay, well then we don't need to talk about it.
You should try it. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it worked for me one time.
Okay. On something big or little or medium?
It was like 3 different things and I got all of them.
Holy shit.
I was like living in LA and I scripted as if it was 6 months in the future. And I was like, I live in New York with my friend, blah, blah, blah. I'm working on this podcast. I'm doing this. And then I read it that day and I had all of those things.
Wow.
It was awesome. Recommend it.
Oh, I did that during Lionsgate. Do you guys remember that's the most powerful day to manifest?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, you write something down on that day and then 6 months later it comes true.
Really?
But I had to do it in my notes app, so I don't know if it affected anything or not.
I just have to say, like, when you get the things you wrote down, they came to you in a way that's so not magical that it's not even fun.
Right.
You know?
That's good to know because I don't like journal or like write anything down ever, really.
There's so many things that happened to me this year where I'm like 3 years ago, me would freak the fuck out. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But because I know all the steps that happened in between, I'm like, well, duh, it took long enough.
Right. But it is important to like remind yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. And
honestly, it is. It really is.
It is.
Well, I think this brings us to our next segment.
Girl, get your Glock. It's rapid fire time.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Okay. We're going to ask you a bunch of questions really quick and you have to answer as quick as possible.
What's your favorite utensil?
Spoon.
Why is Marnie mad at you?
Because I'm a lesbian who's friends with her boyfriend.
Are you a voice of your generation or a voice of a generation?
I'm I would say I'm more voice of my generation.
Fuck Phil Donahue?
Which one's he again?
Would you ever sell an organ?
Yes.
What's the perfect bread count?
500.
Who are you?
Grace.
I'm Mimi Rose. Can I help you?
Who's that again?
Would you rather be a writer or watch TV? Cook and swim.
Wait, say that again.
No.
Cook and swim. I'm going to choose cook and swim.
Do you have an analytical mind?
No.
Do you view things simplistically? Why is it so funny?
Do you view things simplistically?
Yes.
Do they tell you how bad it is in the real world?
No.
Do fat kids make for slutty adults?
Yes.
Who the fuck made you, Mayor?
Me.
Do friends let other friends buy underwear in Forest Hills?
Yeah. No.
Wow, that was
Whoa,
incredible.
that was really good.
Okay, so those were all questions from the show.
Sure.
Yeah, yep.
Well, a show.
Well, we kind of try and do some classic ones every time and then ones based on the episode specifically. But I wrote the Phil Donahue one when I watched the episode on Sunday, and I don't remember what it's in reference to.
They talk. They say his name once.
He's a they're talking about interviews, so he must be like
Jess says like, I hate all interviews. Did you see Phil Donahue
Right.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Right,
My
there it
girlfriend
is.
really laughed at that line. So
Your girlfriend seems like she's having so much fun.
She literally sounds perfect to me.
I literally like spoke to her for 2 minutes and I was like, what a breath of fresh air.
I'm not even kidding. She's literally only having fun watching girls and listening to your podcast.
I love it.
I love her.
It's perfect.
Wait, I was gonna say?
That should be a question. Is your girlfriend having fun?
Yeah, that's a good question. The fat kids make for slutty adults. That is a hilarious line.
I mean, it's so funny that we cut to Elijah writing and Hannah not writing. And Elijah's like, yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that he surprised her, but maybe that was last episode.
No, but it all blends together.
It really does.
It's we watch it as a movie.
Right?
And I don't... Yesterday, I thought Evan was home all day because I heard them downstairs.
No.
Only to find out they were in Midtown the whole time. I hate it in Bushwick.
I love
my
it
God.
here.
It's actually fine. I'm going to get froyo later. It's going to be great.
Oh my God. Can we get froyo?
Yeah.
Wait, where do you get froyo?
It's
There's
block.
1 block away.
We'll walk
Stop
over.
it. That's
amazing.
incredible. I live nowhere near Froyo. Joe and I are constantly talking about like the restaurants I live closest to.
Yeah.
And we have to stop. I'm getting scared.
But again, it's like New York. There's so many people in every block that it's fine.
Yeah, but
I
you
know,
have
that's why I love
shows.
New
Like people
York.
could find you. You know what I mean?
I know it's not exciting.
It is crazy
Anyone
when
can
people
find.
find you at a show and you're like, what are you doing here?
Right?
And they're like, you posted asking me to come.
I know. I forget that we do that.
Every night we post on our story, this is where I'll be if you want to find me.
Oh my
It's
God.
so dangerous.
We need to get the same security team as Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The three of us.
Wait, did you see her doppelganger hire security so she can like more realistically pretend to be Taylor Swift in public?
Who's her doppelganger? I'll have
Her
to
name's
look this
like
up.
Lindsay, and she's going through a really hard time because she got pranked by this guy who's like, okay, so you're gonna post a TikTok being like, pointing to a calendar being like, this is when Taylor Swift and I are going to do it live together. And it was just some random man tricking her ass. So she posted a TikTok and everyone hates her online for some reason because of it.
Does she really look like Taylor Swift?
Yeah, and she got like filler and Botox to look more like Taylor Swift.
What?
I'm in love
You
with
need
this woman.
filler to look like Taylor Swift?
Lindsay needed filler to look like Taylor Swift.
Do you guys remember watching a YouTube video about the girl who tried to become Barbie? And it was like before like plastic surgery was so big.
Kind of, yeah.
I watched it in my health class the same day we covered anorexia. And so
They're
now
like, anorexia doesn't need more than, I don't know, 5 minutes.
I just
But
remember
Barbie
so
needs the
vividly.
20.
It was like the anorexia video where this girl was a ballerina and almost died. And then it was like the Barbie video. And I was like, God, being a girl is awesome.
Whoa. There used to be so many like plastic surgery horror stories, and someone paid to make them all go away. Because now we just have plastic surgery everywhere.
But I think
People
we're
love
now
this stuff.
really loving plastic surgery even when it looks bad. Like I'm in a Subway every day and there's this one plastic surgery out of 3 plastic surgeons. And it's like, you know the face when you get so much filler, it's like you become a pillow or like and the plastic surgeon had that exact face like bought beyond belief, but she's kind of like public and promoting it. And it's like, oh, maybe it's a look people want now. So look,
Wow, I guess
like
so.
Uncanny Valley. I love this woman. She's the most brave souls among us.
Huh.
Sorry.
I would love to
God.
see.
No, I'm like, I shouldn't put down women like that.
No, you didn't put down any
just
woman.
one woman. Okay.
I think you celebrated her.
I think you celebrated her.
Okay, thank
That
you.
was
Thank
being
you.
nice.
Definitely.
We have one more segment of the pod. That outfit in Brooklyn.
That's when we compare Brooklyn then versus Brooklyn now.
Great.
And what were you gonna say, Amelia?
The same thing, girl. Was there anything that stuck out to you?
I mean, the first outfit being Shoshana's was so funny because that is like just such a perfect, like, of course I'm going to get this job. I'm wearing this.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like a truly off-putting outfit.
Yeah, it's a Talbot's version of a Chanel suit.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that suit she's wearing, I had a jacket cardigan very similar to it that I would wear at high school, but it was always too hot in Texas. And I remember being like, but it's part of the look. And it was just like I was sweating in kind of business casual in 10th grade.
Oh, bummer.
So she's relatable
That's a
for
sad
that.
story.
Also, when I really did notice is first off, the struggle of being noble when having curly hair, aka referring to Chelsea Clinton.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So good.
We really embraced curly hair in a way we didn't 10 years ago.
Right?
Like
That's
you can
so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Don't you feel like people are like, I love your hair anytime you're like, okay.
No, absolutely. But I'm still kind of like, as a curly hair kid, like straight hair pilled in a way where I'm like, no, but straight hair is better. One day I'll get over that.
I will say, like, anytime I straighten and then curl my hair and then leave the house, everybody's like, awesome look, in a way that I don't get when I'm like crunching it with the BB curl mousse.
Fuck.
But it's like, I think it's just like when somebody's hair isn't frizzy, people are like, damn, you look like an ad, girl.
Damn, that really sucks.
But it does suck. But then,
Beauty hurts.
People are so good at natural curls that mine are always like second rate. So I think that's what it's about, really.
You're curly, right?
Yeah, like this is my natural. Like these.
Oh, so we're
curls.
three
Do
curly
you
girls.
scrunch?
No, I don't do anything.
Oh my God.
Air dry.
I've only had curly hair for 6 months.
I fall into the couch. Where'd she go?
But you have to understand, when you're a lesbian, if you were to take like a hair dryer to your hair, it just creates a weird dynamic interpersonally. I can't really explain.
I feel
And
like
there
it's
will
really
be
hard to date if you blow dry your hair.
I'm like, there will be hundreds of thousands of lesbians who will disagree, but there might be 3 who agree with me.
I can't wait for one YouTube comment to be like, yes, period.
Thank you. That's what's gonna happen.
Yes.
Sorry.
What?
No.
Talk about your hair.
No,
Let's hear
I
it.
don't want to.
No, you deserve to.
So, yeah, I do. Okay, fine. I've only had curly hair for
Yay!
6 months, and it's been amazing and beautiful.
Awesome. What
Yeah,
was your
yeah.
hair before?
I just shampooed it so much I had no idea.
Oh my god.
And now you kind of get a beautiful story out of it.
It's actually crazy how much Evan's hair has developed in the course of the podcast. If you listen to or you watch a video of the first episode versus now, it looks like different hair.
I'll have to
it's
look.
kind of this.
Oh wow!
Which of course
it looks so good, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Like
I
it looks
appreciate
really
it a
made
lot.
for you, which is often what
Yeah.
hair is. But
I apologize for apologizing so much. I
Oh,
think my
don't
confidence
worry.
is taking a hit.
hey, that's okay.
That's okay.
No, when that
I'll get it back.
Yeah, you'll get it back.
I'll get it
Confidence take hits all the time.
I know.
They're the comeback kid.
I usually never apologize.
Yeah.
And now I'm here apologizing so much. Doesn't feel natural.
We should just bleep out every time you say sorry.
I'll make the screen black. Anything else that was very 2012 happening? I guess.
Window shopping.
Yeah, like you buy the shirts online. No.
Have you ever
Right.
window shopped in the last 10 years?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, what were
Oh.
you doing?
Well, it's like I have to go into Manhattan for work, and like sometimes work
Oh.
only needs me for like 1 hour, but my travel to work is over an hour. So I'm like, well, I'm kind of morally obligated now to go into a store.
Oh, okay,
Right.
totally.
So I'm
Oh,
finding
is that what window
myself
shopping is?
somehow. I'm finding myself in an Old Navy and a Gap.
And
Are
do you
you
ever take
freaking
anything
out about
home?
what they have these days?
Yeah.
Because it's different.
It's different. Every single fast fashion company has actually fired their team and rehired a new team, and they're not doing badly.
Have you been to an Abercrombie and Fitch recently? It's awesome.
It's actually crazy. I have like 2 sweaters from there. I'm freaking out. I've never shopped there in my life.
Really?
I'm shopping in Abercrombie & Fitch for the first time in 2023.
That is,
Whoa.
I kind of went for the whole ride. Because I was like, this is still a fun basic, like, and it's only $34. Like, I'm in. No one can stop me. Like, I'm the type of girl that, like, people are like, yeah, of course she's still wearing Abercrombie even if she's 23. But now that Abercrombie is back, I'm like, and I was there for every step of the way.
Yeah, I have two awesome tanks from there.
It's soft material.
It's really good.
I do love it. I've never bought anything from Abercrombie, but one time during summer camp, someone's Abercrombie shirt got locked into my laundry, so I got to take it home.
No
and
way.
I love that.
That's the rule.
That's the rule. It was in my laundry, so it's not mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have one amazing Abercrombie shirt from 6th grade.
And do you still have it?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Not here, but in my family home.
Oh my gosh, would love for you to bring it back to Brooklyn.
Oh, absolutely. I love a t-shirt from childhood.
I know,
It just
it's
hugs
so
in the right
cool.
way.
It really does.
So perfect.
So real.
Okay, well, anyone else? Anything that from Brooklyn?
I'm like, what else did we not talk about?
There doesn't have to be a lot. We can feel free and all. The only thing is like
Hannah
Hannah
coming
took a
back.
taxi, but an Uber.
Don't you feel like Hannah would know about Mimi Rose quicker now?
Oh, social media.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But Adam probably wouldn't have social media then or now.
I think his agent would make him because he's an actor.
I feel like Adam would kick Hannah off his Find My Friends, and that would freak her out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I feel like
you're
that
right.
could be a plot line, or like Hannah's stalking Adam because on Instagram, and Adam only follows 53 people, and so then she's looking and it's 54, and she's like,
I know.
what?
I know.
And then she stalks Mimi Rose that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, like, I've done unbelievable investigative work with my exes, so it like really would be easy in these days.
It's so
It's
easy.
so easy.
Right? It's
Especially,
everyone's thing.
If they block you on one thing, like, you got so many accounts you gotta run, like, unless they're
Right.
blocking you on all 17 little side
And Adam
projects.
is literally friends with all of her friends,
geotag, baby.
right?
There's no escaping the stories of it all.
Right.
Especially
Can you
like
literally imagine? I'm like, to walk into your apartment and have someone else be there.
It's the most grueling experience.
especially
horrible.
it's like we covered the next episode, and it's like the entire episode is just like all our friends being like, sorry about Adam, and I'm like, you know, she also just like quit an insane program in grad school, and it's like all about Adam that we're not even gonna have one
Right.
line about that. Like,
Right.
it's like she already made such a big decision to move back and change her life,
Yeah.
and now she's met with this, and this is gonna be the whole thing now.
Yeah. Also, they did a really good job casting Mimi Rose. Like, it is someone who's like kind of polar opposite personality as Hannah, and I think that's so fun.
It makes it so exciting.
She's so
Right?
happy and healthy.
Exactly.
And she's not serious for a single second. Mimi Rose is somehow the most successful, least serious person on earth.
Exactly.
I'm obsessed with her ass.
Besides Minnie Mouse.
That woman's a hard worker, and I don't want you to take that away from her.
Okay.
She's kept things alive.
I watched a man at an open mic last night do a 3-minute impersonation of Mickey getting a blowjob from Minnie Mouse.
That does sound like what straight guys think comedy is.
I was upset by how many girls were laughing in the crowd, because I was there just pissed, obviously. Of
course.
And there's like a lot of like girls where I'm like, they would be pissed too, and they were like, LOL.
I'm so anti straight man comedy
I know.
that even just seeing a show poster by a straight guy comedian in like tidy whities weirdly happens more than you'd think. I'm like really hovering the unfollow. And it's only because I'm a really kind person that I'm not actually touching it.
Will you mute though?
Yeah, of course.
I've probably
God.
muted every straight man that I follow. I've muted their stories because it's like, that's not what I want when I go online.
I know, exactly.
They don't deserve to be funny.
Yeah,
they get too
agreed.
much. They don't get to be fun, and they're not.
Right.
On that amazing, uplifting note, I do think we covered everything. Grace, do you have any closing thoughts that you feel like you'd freak out if you went home and you're like, I should have said that?
I don't think so. I guess, like, I mean, I just want to say, like, I know this, watching this episode only from these 4 episodes of this season, I was like, this is now we're in the crux of the season. Now we know what the rest of the season is about.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
It's a setup. Your girlfriend's going to be so happy with the rest of the season.
Oh my, you guys think she's going to like this episode of the pod?
She's going to love this episode of the pod.
We'll put
Fingers
out a poll.
crossed.
Do you think Grace's girlfriend will like this episode? And we'll show you the results.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Guys, please be nice in that poll.
It's just yes or no.
Please, no one DM Grace
No
Sucks,
reply
please.
And if you ever want to find more of Grace's thoughts, tune into Finally.
Literally.
Literally. And check out their new Spotify for Podcasters ads. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week with episode 5. Bye.
Sit in. Oh, I'm so excited.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, girl.
This was so fun.